Thanks to the supporters of channel member Tristan McDonald. Ho, 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 etc. I don't normally do messages like this at the start of videos, but I know if I save it to the end, loads of you won't see it, and then I'll get loads of questions next week. Just letting you know, Non-Linked Legend release schedule over Christmas. Basically, there isn't one. This is going to be the final episode until the 27th. There'll be a few other bits and pieces appearing on the channel over the Christmas weekend and into early next week. But next episode in this series, 4 p.m. Wednesday, the 27th of December. Then we'll be back to normal schedule from there. So Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you enjoy the content over the next few days. There'll still be streams and stuff as well. But I mean, full disclosure, you lot are probably quite busy and not going to watch. So I figured let's not destroy the series in the algorithm. We'll be back in a few days. Have a good Christmas, folks. And this is quite the episode coming up. This was not my fault this time. This happened off camera. This did not happen in a match. There must have been a defeat somewhere, somehow. I promise I wanted to show you us getting promoted, but I mean, it's just a random Tuesday, and this has just appeared in my inbox. We play tomorrow. Do you need any more proof that I didn't know this was going to happen? I'm very happy about it. Kind of wish I'd been able to show you it actually as part of the video, but you're seeing it moments after it's appeared in my inbox, and crucially, none of us have seen the budgets for next season yet. So we have one promotion to the championship. There is the table as it stands right now. No, it's not. That's the championship. There's the table as it stands right now. So I presumably this was off the back of who lost? Wrexham, I guess, lost. Yeah, Wrexham lost 3-0 to Wimbledon. Wimbledon, who are actually chasing them for that playoff, or maybe even, I mean, let's face it, Plymouth are coming up with this. They're just chasing them for the playoffs. But Wimbledon comfortably beating Wrexham means we have won the league. We've not won the league. We have won promotion. Hopefully, I'll still be able to show you in this video us winning the league. Let's try not to mess that up. But for now, let's see what our budgets are for next season. I imagine they're just going to be the same as they already were. If they've been reduced, we have a big problem. So, okay, they've given me big money to spend. And remember, the gloves are off in the championship. The rules change. This FFP rule goes away and is replaced by a new FFP rule for championship level, which means we just have to make a smaller than £15 million loss over the course of a 3-year period. As you can see, we've made a profit of, I don't know, getting on for £15 million over the last 3 years. So we've potentially got £30 million to go out and blow and stay with an FFP. We're not going to do that. But of course, we do now have some money, £7.5 million of a transfer budget, £160,000 a week of wage budget that we're now allowed to use. I'm just going to see how that wage budget compares to the rest of the championship. So 162,680. That's £8.5 million a year. If we just have a look at what is used in the championship currently. So what am I looking for? Detailed stats. If we go down here, obviously at the top end, they're spending a bit more than £8.5 million a year on salaries. Okay, it's one of the lowest. Stockport 8.4, Peterborough 8.5, Lincoln 8.9, Reading 9.4. We're going to be right down there at the bottom with some of the lowest salaries in the entire league. We do have the option of doing that if we can build a team on free transfers, which is no mean feat at championship level, but that puts our annual budget up to £16 million, which then puts us a little bit higher up. I imagine what it'll end up being is a little bit of a mix of both, but that is big, and potentially means that as a first order of business, we should be able to offer Filip Stevanovic a new contract to hopefully keep him at the club. I mean, he's the very first one who's asking for far too much money. So we are going to be having to do some tough negotiations over the course of this summer to try and keep this under control, or else very soon we're going to find ourselves in a bit of a pickle of our own making through just throwing big contracts at players who shouldn't be getting big contracts. Probably doing this whilst talking to you is a bad idea. And that's quite a large contract, but he has been a hugely important player for us this season. 8 goals, 9 assists. I think he's worth it, but that is almost double what our current highest paid player gets. And there's going to be quite a few more turning up at my door asking for championship money, I suspect. So it might not be a case of bringing in loads of new players. We'll see how it goes. For now, I am going to try and pick the game where we win the league so you can see us do a trophy lift, and then we'll do that one and the final game of the season. As promised, we're going to give some of our youngsters some game time in the meantime as well. So let's see if I can avoid something else happening off camera. Well, we might not be keeping Stevanovic after all. I'm going to appeal his work permit being declined. If it gets declined again, I don't know what the rules around ESC are. He's on an ESC at the moment. Can he not get another one? Lonwick got another one when we renewed his contract and we didn't have any. I'm confused. I don't know how the work permit system works. Oh, no. We might need an entirely new attack for next season. All right, we're potentially a game early, but I don't want to get it wrong again. So we're going to show you this one. We're 8 points clear, 4 games to go. We play Salford. Plymouth, who are also already promoted, are playing. Who are they playing? Where are Plymouth? They play tomorrow. They play Mansfield next weekend. Right, we definitely can't win the league here. However, Plymouth can lose it there if they lose. You know what? We'll show you the next one. Please don't do. I mean, one way you're definitely not going to miss the trophy lift. That's for sure, because it can't happen in this match. One more, and then I will be back. Stevanovic, his appeal was turned down, and he refused to sign a contract extension without a work permit. So he is going to be leaving at the end of the season, along with Angerin, which is not ideal. Oh, the more I play FM24, the more annoying little glitchy things happen. Damien O'Donoghue is a young player at Manchester United who we are trying to bring in on a free transfer. He is better than Clayton. He's better than Biancheri. He's available for free, and we had a contract agreed with him at £8,000 a week. However, because of the FFP rules that are still in place this season, even though we've already been promoted and he wouldn't join us until the summer and it would count for next season, but because £8,000 a week takes us over that, the board cancelled the deal. We've gone back in. We're trying again at £5,000 a week. He's agreed provisionally, but we might miss out on him because of a basic coding issue. Ooh, it makes me cross. What will make me happier is seeing a trophy lift today, and that's hopefully exactly what we're going to see here. We're playing Mansfield. This is the team we're putting out there. It's Whiteman in goal. That's an unhappy Whiteman, by the way, because he wants, brace yourselves for this, £30,000 a week for his new contract. So we've told him to do one. He's been released at the end of the season. So Whiteman in goal, a back four of Samuels, Rojas, Jackson and Long. Purcell and Powell in midfield. Purcell, by the way, has made his full Wales international debut. If there was any way to sign him permanently in the summer, we would love to. I suspect he'll be playing regularly for Reading next year. Stevanovic, who of course is leaving. Richards, because Angerin is injured and will never play for us again. He will just join up with Heerenveen injured. And then Clayton on the right, who is the one attacking player who isn't causing me any problems at all. Love that guy. And then Biancheri up front, probably for the last time, because if we win the league today, you won't see any more of him because it will be Cherrett who's starting. Ross Stewart, and I guess Stewart will rotate with Cherrett for the final couple of games. Cherrett has got his new contract already for next season. So another one who I'm very much in favour of because he's not causing problems. It's becoming clear, though, already, and we haven't even gotten into life in the Championship, next season's budgets and things, that the players that we've got now, when they want their contracts renewed, are asking for ridiculously unreasonable amounts of money. So pretty much everybody who's currently at the club who's over the age of 23 when it comes time for them to be in their last year of their contract, they're just going to have to leave. We're not going to be able to afford to keep them. And new players coming in are asking for too much money as well. And but although our budget looked generous, I don't see that we can put together a 23-man squad and stay within it. And that's if we spend every penny of it on wages. So that's assuming we can get all of the players that we need on free transfers and not have to go and buy anybody. But I think it's very much going to be a free transfers and loans situation. There will be the odd player here and there who can get a longer contract because they're still young enough to accept a cheap one. But even someone like Powell, who's been brilliant for us for years, got rewarded last year with the highest contract at the club. I've had a little chat with him. He wants something like £25,000 a week for his new contract, which obviously we're not going to pay anybody, never mind a guy who was with us in League Two, who's nearing 30, because he's probably not a championship player. He's somebody who we'd like to show some loyalty to and keep around, but he's probably not going to be making that step up and playing for the length of a 3-year contract on 25 grand a week in the championship. Even if he's good enough initially, he's someone who we're going to be looking to replace long before that contract is done. So, plus the fact he can't score a penalty. He's missed so many penalties this season. We don't have anyone who can take a penalty. That's our problem. We're taking a corner and hopefully going to score from this. But Powell and penalties is an incredible frustration to me. And of course, with us losing, it means we might not even get the trophy lift in this match either, which would make me very, very sad. Clayton, we've hit the frame of the goal twice in one move. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? How are Plymouth getting on? Plymouth are drawing 0-0 away against Portsmouth at the moment. We're 7 points clear of them. If everything ends as is, we do still get the trophy lift in this match. Obviously, we would like to do it not via the back door. We'd very much like to win the football match and win the league that way. But as long as we get to lift that trophy, I guess I don't really care how we go about doing it, but I want to get it wrapped up sooner rather than later, because those last few matches, I want to be able to pick the team and not include anybody who's not going to be here next year. So anyone who's here on loan, anyone whose contract is expiring, anybody who's got a deal agreed to go somewhere else, none of them guys will be in the team once we've secured promotion and the title. And Joe Powell has finally scored a penalty. It's his 14th goal of the season. I guess the one good thing is the guy doesn't give up. He keeps stepping up and taking them, even though he consistently misses them. But oh my word, what an ordeal trying to get that guy to score penalties has been. Just checking in on Plymouth again, still 0-0 between them and Portsmouth. Obviously, the equaliser there puts us to 8 points clear of them. Not that it makes any difference at all, but if we can find a winner, I don't think there's any way for them to catch us. Kev maths at this time of year is very confusing. But you know what? Let's just try and win and hope Plymouth lose, and then let the game do the maths for me. Computers are great like that. They're good. They're excellent calculators, so I don't need to think too much about it. Who has been broken over that side of the pitch? I can't click on them to see who that is. That's not a good sign, though. He's still lying down over there. Stevanovic trying to... he is still there, whoever that is. Presumably that's Clayton, the last guy we would want to see pick up an injury, because he's the one who'll be here next year. It's not even Ross Stewart. My instinct would normally be, Ross Stewart's injured again. But in his defence, he's not really had any injuries this year because we've managed his game time so carefully. But whoever it was, I guess, has got up and carried on, because there's nobody showing as injured now. Let's demand more from this team. Plymouth are now winning 2-0 against Portsmouth, so that closes the gap to just 5 points with 2 games to go as things stand. So we do need to turn this around and pick up the win if we are going to wrap things up today. Biancheri has been absolutely awful, as has Clayton. So Cherrett, Stewart and Harper are coming on, which allows us to push Powell further forward. We're going to go very attacking as well. We're going to demand more as soon as we can demand more. And we're going to do a long throw through Powell, throws it into the area, doesn't find a Burton shirt, which is most upsetting. I mean, he's just aiming for the yellow shirt. I understand the confusion, but Stewart's in the middle here. If Stevanovic can find him, surely Stewart's been fouled. It is a 3rd penalty of the match. The referee definitely knows the script. He knows the trophy is here today and doesn't want it to have to be moved around for another match. Powell has now scored 2 penalties since me saying he couldn't score penalties. And we're going to carry on attacking, and we're going to continue to demand more because we want the win here today. Plymouth are winning. That puts it to 6 points, I think. So, yeah, if we grab a winner, we win the league. It's as simple as that, isn't it? Simple. Nothing simple when it comes to mathematics, but I think that is the case. Tomkinson's going to come on at the back. Homegrown boy Aziz is coming on in midfield as well, one of the real bright points of this season. Now it's a corner against us. Can we just not concede, please? Right, Powell with the breakaway opportunity here. I think that's... Okay. I was going to say, I think that's Stewart, who's free on the far side. Doesn't matter because Powell was shattered and didn't get to it. The aliens have now turned up. They don't want a promotion party without them being very much a part of it. Oh, I'm so glad they're still a thing. Wouldn't it be nice as a little Christmas present if Sports Interactive could, fix that? That would be really nice. Especially because it wasn't there when the game first came out. They added that in an update and it's so infuriating. Get rid of it, please. We're now going very attacking again. We're going to berate. I don't even know who I'm berating. The aliens or Mansfield or my players, I guess, is who I'm supposed to be berating here. Let me press the berate button. I don't want to see your stupid highlight. I never berate my team, but we're berating them there because losing here is losing an opportunity for a trophy lift, and we love a trophy lift, and we would like to lift one. Just getting promoted is boring. We did that last year. Joe Powell has his hat trick today. He is very much doing his bit to show me that he's worth that shiny new contract he would like. 50 goals now for Burton for Joe Powell. Maybe he will be good enough for the championship. I take back everything I said about him, although I would like to point out, if he'd have scored the penalty he missed earlier in today's game, we would be winning the match and we'd be about to lift the trophy. We're staying on very attacking because a draw and a defeat are basically the same, but we would very much like to grab the win and get the trophy lift, but I don't think it's going to happen unless we get an absurd last minute winner. It's going to be Aziz. I would have sent the keeper forward if I'd have had the opportunity to here, and the ball's bobbling around in the area, but their keeper collects it very comfortably. There's still 3 minutes. The ref really is doing his bit. He's given us 3 penalties. He's now done 8 minutes of time added on, and we're still not doing our side of the bargain. What is the point of bribing the referee if we can't keep our side of things on the football pitch? Mansfield playing it forward. They're in again here, and I give up. Oh, my word, I give up. We just did not fancy it today, did we? I just want to show a trophy lift. I don't want to see your stinking replay. Goodness me. Berate them again. Berate them twice in one match. Double beration. Yes, hold your head low, Digital Kev. That was very disappointing. At least this way, we get to lift the trophy at home, assuming we do get to lift it. We're at home against Wigan. The 2 former Tamworth managers colliding. Tamworth, by the way, who have now been relegated. But a win in this next game does finally get us a trophy lift, as long as we don't balls up again. Well, just more confusing Football Manager AI things. We have managed to secure the signing of Damien O'Donoghue for £5,000 a week. So he agreed to £4,000 a week less than we originally agreed. And he's just agreed to it. I'm not going to complain. It is silly, though. We are trying to extend the loans of the 3 players we've got in on loan, offering to pay all of their wages and agreeing optional future fees that we'll never be in a position to pay, but figured if it convinces them to join, that would be nice. It's one less thing to worry about in the summer if we can get those boys tied up. But it might be asking a little bit too much. I've not really tested that to see if that's likely to work. But this is the team for the Wigan game and hopefully for the trophy lift. It is Whiteman in goal, a back four of Samuels, Rojas, Jackson and Long, Purcell and Powell in midfield, Stevanovic, Andrin and Clayton behind Biancheri up front. Get the team submitted. Andrin, didn't expect him to be fit to play again this season, but he is able to drag himself out there. If he was going to be here next year, I might not risk him in this match, but I don't care if we send him to Heerenveen in multiple pieces. He turned his back on us. We'd like to use him to get us over the finish line. He'd like a winner's medal as much as anybody, so he's obviously on board with it as well. So, I feel like it's fair. Purcell might be an opportunity to get him to stick around. Reading didn't immediately say no to the negotiations for him, so he might actually be one we managed to get in again, and he's actually got a more sensible future fee. We offered to pay his full salary and then agreed a future fee of around about £1 million, which if he plays a full season for us in the Championship and is as important a player as he's been this year, we'd be happy to pay £1 million for him next summer. So, I mean, we'd probably, if push came to shove, pay £1 million for him this summer. I'd just rather not have to. I'd rather delay it for a year, because who knows if we're even going to stay in the Championship. We're losing, by the way, because we just are massive bottle jobs. Plymouth are winning. This might actually be going into the final day of the season. I mean, we have both done incredibly well, both over 100 points, but I really would like the trophy after we were so far ahead, not just of third place, but we were so far ahead of Plymouth at one point as well. Ultimately, if it ends in promotion, it's not a bottle job. I'm not having that, but I would like another trophy on my CV. We've obviously got the 2 league titles from Tamworth, but last season, despite getting 2 promotions, I'm taking that's 2 promotions last year, neither of them had a trophy or a medal with them, so we'd quite like another trophy to add to the collection, because it all looks good on the CV, and based on the size of the club, size of the stadium, the fact we're going to need to do a huge amount of work to get our stadium up to Championship spec. I've not even considered that yet, but we feel like we've got a lot of money at the moment, but we're gonna have to put seats all around this stadium, possibly even expand the stadium as well. I don't know if once you've bolted seats to the terracing, I don't even know if the capacity's high enough. We might end up having a ground share at Derby or something ridiculous. So I haven't even considered that, but I would like my CV as padded as possible in case I am needing to look for a job. We're going to have got Mr. Tickle in goal for them, which feels like an unfair advantage. Andrew winning the... If you don't know who Mr. Tickle is, by the way, look him up. Purcell in midfield. Plays it out to Clayton on that he would make a good goalkeeper, though. Oh, my word. The aliens are back with a vengeance today. Goodness me. I don't even know what to say at this point. Can everyone write a letter to Santa and All Sports Interactive asking them to please fix that? Because it was originally not there, and then it was an issue at small stadiums, which I guess we are still a smallish stadium, but now it's an issue everywhere, and it's happening more often. It's getting worse. And that seems insane that it's just there during the match. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I know there's lots of you who it's happening to as well. There's always people saying, Kev, it's your graphics card. It's not my graphics card. 2 things. 1, my graphics card is super duper and shiny and new, and it's fine. And I have no problems running any other games, more intense games than Football Manager. I have no problems at all. And 2, it happens to other people on Football Manager. It's confirmed it's a Football Manager issue. It just doesn't affect everybody. It's a Football Manager issue that seems to affect a certain percentage, and we don't really know who or why. It's not really my job to know who or why. It's theirs. They just need to get it fixed. Like I said, I'd like that as my Christmas present, please. Please fix the aliens. We've had enough of them. In the meantime, there you go. We have broken Andrew, and we are going to be sending him there in multiple pieces. Like I said, it's fine. I didn't mind sending him there in multiple pieces. Ross Stewart's going to come on as well. Biancheri didn't really seem like he was up for it today, so Ross Stewart can come on. We've got Stewart and Powell trying to combine together our 2 top scorers for the season. And hopefully, between the 2 of them, they can conjure up a couple of goals here so we don't have to go into the final day of the season to win the trophy, because A, the form we're in, we probably won't win it, and B, that means we miss out on the little Guard of Honour. And I love the little Guard of Honour, but if we win it on the last day, we ain't getting one. Purcell plays it back to Jackson, and now Long, looking for options ahead of him, of which Powell is one. Powell bursts into the area, but it's shot on his weak foot, to be fair. He's not able to keep it down. We're going to have had 1 shot and they scored from it. I hate this game sometimes. Goodness me. Oh, my word. I know I sound like I'm in a grumpy today, but sometimes this game just does my head in. And this is one of those days. Because look at that. Just let us win the league. What is going on? Oh, my word. Right. Long has the ball again. Plays it to Jackson. And now Jackson, forward to Harper. Just give it to somebody to do a goal with it, please. Long now. We've gone very attacking with 25 minutes to go. Jackson gives... Oh, he doesn't give the ball away. Long... I mean, he was sold very short. And Wigan are coming at us again. And that's their second shot of the game. And this time it doesn't go in. So I guess that's progress. They've had a shot and it wasn't just an immediate goal. How are Plymouth doing? Plymouth winning 4-1 against Millwall. They're certainly not fluffing their lines the way we are. I mean, at the moment, you'd have to accept Plymouth probably deserve it because they're actually trying to win it. Stevanovic is going to come off. Clayton can move over onto that side. And then for the final substitution, we'll put Rojas out to left back. Tompkinson can come on in there. And it's just getting guys who are good in the air on the pitch. Tompkinson scored a few corners during my time here, so we know he's capable of doing it. Rojas looking for options ahead of him, lays it into Tompkinson, and now Clayton playing on the left, which might be his future. He's a right footer, and I love an inside forward. So he might find himself on that left side a little bit more often, especially with O'Donoghue coming in from Manchester United as a right winger. We're probably going to look to play them on either side and then just sign a couple of new players to play in the middle. Nothing's going to come of this, is it? We're going to have to go into the final day of the season. Oh, Football Manager, please. What have I got to do? That is absurd. One more game. Well, we've got a couple of pieces of good news before this final game of the season. The loan extension offers for Jackson and Purcell have both been accepted. We just need the players to accept, and we could get those two boys back for next year. Biancheri declined, so he's not going to be coming back with us next year. But we do obviously have O'Donoghue coming in from Manchester United, who plays in exactly the same position and is theoretically the better player, according to the star rating. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. Ross Stewart comes in for the final game of the season. Of course, we're going to start Ross Stewart when we need to win. And I mean, it is very simple. We have to match or better whatever Plymouth do. If they lose, we can lose. If they draw, we can draw. If they win, we can probably still draw, but let's not tell the players that. Let's just go out there and try and win. Plymouth are playing... Who are Plymouth playing? Plymouth are away against Wrexham and they're losing. Now remember, Wrexham and Wimbledon, the two teams who are going to have this say in where the title goes, are both in the playoffs. They're both good teams. Last time I checked, which admittedly was about 8 matches ago, they were 3rd and 4th. So they are decent sides, but Jack Clayton is there with his 12th goal of the season. I tell you what, he's gone under the radar a little bit this year. I know every now and again I mention how much I like him, but there's been a few players who've possibly outshone him. Let's just everyone remind themselves, Jack Clayton's 19 years old. This is his first season in professional football. He's in double figures for goals and assists. He's got quite the future, Jack Clayton, which is very exciting. Wimbledon have dropped all the way down to 8th place as it stands, so they are collapsing. Wrexham, who are playing Plymouth, are still up in 3rd place, but who cares? As long as Wrexham win, we don't have to care what we're doing. We're winning as well at the moment. So even after the wobble that we've had, we could still be winning the league by 5 points, which would be jolly nice if you ask me. I hope they've got the trophy ready. Powell it has control of the ball in central midfield, plays it back to Rojas, and now Rojas picking out the pass to Purcell. Rojas is probably another one that I could try and extend the loan for. He's kind of established himself as Jackson's partner in this last 6 or 7 games of the season. You know, those games when we've not been very good. So that really, it's a good sales pitch for him. Taylor Richards trying to force it past the keeper. This is his last game for the club. He'll be leaving once his 6-month contract expires as well. He was very much just a short-term stopgap who's been handy. When we've needed him, he's been handy. And now we've got another corner. Can we score another goal, please? Let's just put everything beyond doubt. Stevanovic with the in-swinger, looking for Purcell. Can't find him. It's cleared by Wimbledon. Wimbledon haven't even had a shot yet, though. Everything currently is going our way. Wrexham 1-0 up still over Plymouth. Although goals just came through, but nothing in that game. Powell with the deep free kick plays it across to Clayton, who's got the chance to shoot from the edge of the area, and he can't quite keep it down. It was the right idea. Clayton had got himself into an excellent position there, but unfortunately just couldn't properly get his shot under control, and it goes high and wide behind that goal. So 1-0 at half-time here. I can no longer see the Plymouth game because Football Manager things. I love it. Oh, it's back. There we go. It's 1-1 between Wrexham and Plymouth, which, for as long as we're winning here, it doesn't really matter what's going on there. But we've very much got it in us to throw this away. So I don't want to just completely ignore what's going on there. We've got a corner here, though, and it's going to be Stevanovic looking to hit another in-swinger to that near post, and we can't get it under control at all, but we play it across to Long, our captain, and Sam Long has grabbed what should be the goal that seals the league title, and it's come from our captain, and what more could you want, really? Lovely old stuff. 2-0 now to Burton, and Long should be getting his trophy lifting fingers ready, because that's exactly what he's going to be doing in just a few moments' time, hopefully. There are always twists. Let's not get too carried away. I'm starting to get a little bit carried away, but let's not try to get too carried away, because it could still all go wrong from here. Remember, either way, we are still promoted, so whatever happens, it's not a disaster. It's fine. We've just made harder work of it than it ever needed to be. Stevanovic plays it forward to Richards. Richards taking it out onto the left-hand side. We've already told him he's getting released, so nothing he can do here is going to force me to give that boy a new contract. Long, though, is trying to secure himself a longer-term future at the club, and Filip Stevanovic has got his 11th goal of the season. Would love to keep him around. I will try and renew his contract again in the summer. I don't really understand the work permit rules. He got a work permit last season. We've offered him 3 times the money and he doesn't get the work permit. He's on the ESC at the moment. Apparently we can't give him another ESC. I don't really know why, because Long, whatever his name is, the Dutch guy, is he Dutch? The defender, Lonwick, he's had several of them and it's never been a problem. I don't know why the guy we've actually started pretty much every game he's been available for wouldn't get one. He's surely met the terms of his ESC, which I thought meant once you met the terms of your ESC work permit, you got a normal work permit. But I guess not. That's not how it works at all. Let's make last few changes. Kingsley Aziz, he's going to start starting more often next year, I suspect. And we're also going to bring on Chambers Shaw, who, again, these youngsters, remember that some of these boys are very young, 18, 19 years old. They are going to become more and more important to this team, because I suspect we're going to have to throw a lot of money at half a dozen or so proper first team players and then fill the rest of our starting 11 up with youngsters and loan players, because I just don't think we're going to have the money to be able to do it any other way based on the contracts that I've tried to negotiate with people. After all that, you're not even going to give me a trophy lift. This game has it in for me today. It really does. But there is your confirmation that we did win the league. Nigel Clough says I'm a wonder maker. I mean, that is a nice way to describe me, Nigel. Thank you very much. There's your confirmation we were crowned champions. There's your confirmation that Purcell is going to be joining us on loan again next year, which is almost as exciting. And that is signing number 1 sorted. Unsure of providing anything more than squad depth. Are you sure? He's been great all season. Our fans are silly gooses. They really are. But I am pretty happy with that as a final league table. I mean, Tamworth getting relegated is sad. They're on their 3rd manager of the season, which is sad. But we've won the league. And now, once we come back after Christmas, we're going to be shopping in the Boxing Day sales, and we'll have a lovely time doing it. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.